Bye highway and hello adventure. I'm Dirty Avocado.
And I'm Jarhead.
2 months ago, we began hiking in the desert.
Across 5 national parks.
And after walking nearly 800 miles,
we find ourselves close to the end.
I felt like I really wanted to quit a couple days ago. But tomorrow's a new day.
And just like that, we are back on trail, which is a dirt road for about 30 miles before we drop back into the canyon. It's supposed to be one of the tougher stretches in the canyon, so packed a lot of salami and a lot of cheese to get us through. We are mostly walking forest road today. Well, literally walking forest road all day, but there is one point where you get a nice view and it is pretty incredible. So many layers of rock. Just grateful to be here, excited to get back down into it, excited to burn to a crisp again, excited to feel small in a big place.
We're descending into the Grand Canyon again. This time via the infamous Saddle Canyon. There's no trail, the navigation is complicated, and somewhere down there, the Tapeats Creek flows. How high? We don't know, but it was high enough to turn back other Hayduke hikers last year after the crazy winter snowmelt. We made it to Teddy's cabin. I'm gonna go check out what's inside.
If you're gonna be stuck in a rut, the saying goes, you might as well get stuck in the biggest rut in the world, the Grand Canyon. I've cried in the canyon, it's so emotional. My relationship with the canyon comes first, and because of that, my personal life has not always been so good.
You just have to trust it. When you go into Saddle Canyon, forget the line on your maps, forget the track on your GPS, forget the notes in your guidebook. When you reach the first truly impassable pour-off, backtrack to the actual cairn built by actual people and follow the faint trail up the scree slope and then contour along below the cliff to the ridge that you can then follow back down with the occasional cairn back into the canyon past the pour-off. Quinn.
We made it
to the bottom of Saddle Canyon.
And up next is our next obstacle, the plunge pools.
I'm scared.
So they're like slides with water at the bottom of them. It's gonna be a hot day, so we're gonna try to get to the creek. Well, plunge pools to cool off, and then the Tapeats Creek and take another long break.
Tapeats.
Tapeats.
Okay, first plunge pool, here we go. Jarhead is the test subject. Don't know what to expect. There he goes. Oh God.
Let her rip.
God.
It's like this pretty much the whole way.
Without any water in sight. Hungry. getting dark. No camp. Thinking that's it. This is where I die. But you know what? It wasn't such a bad place.
It doesn't look like much, but this water will soon pick up speed and become a problem down the canyon. Fortunately, or unfortunately for us, we won't know what we're dealing with until morning. Up, and what a good morning it is. We are trying to avoid the Tapeats River on some cliff bands here, but we definitely have to drop down and go in the creek. So this is a part that turns back some people on their hikes because it's too high with the spring snow melt, so we're gonna find a way. Here's our crux. Camera's going away for this one.
I think that's the most insane thing we've done on this trip so far.
So after a morning of fording, crossing, and nearly being swept away by the Tapeats, we are out and we're headed to Deer Creek Falls. We're trying to catch a boat ride there. Just crossing our fingers for a boat ride. If we can't get one, I don't know. That is not a situation that I want.
We're not thinking about that.
We're not thinking about that because it would be 115-degree cross-country bushwhack. I'm done with walking along these waters. I just want to ride. Ah, Thunder Mountain looks crazy. Almost to the top.
We're at the top yet?
Yeah.
No. Where's
Almost.
the top?
I think it's up there. We're close.
Oh God.
We are close.
It looks very inhospitable.
Yeah, it sure does. Oh, I hope that boat's there.
This is not like a 3-foot long skate.
What? That's what he was doing.
Oh.
Just tripping
This
balls.
is mind blowing. Wow.
Better than what you were guys gonna eat.
So much
I feel
better.
like who needs mushrooms? I feel like I'm tripping on. God. She tries to say she brought it now. Like a chocolate ice. Just stack it here.
What I really wanna say, I can't define. It's love that I need. Oh, my soul will have to wait till I get back and find a heart of my own. Daddy's gonna love one and all.
How is my can smashing?
Amazing. What a great past few days. I'm here across from Deer Creek Falls. We are getting ready to hop on these boats and go downriver, where they're gonna stop for us at Kanab Creek so we can continue on with the Hayduke. Kanab Creek is our exit out of the Grand Canyon. And it's just like so interesting, the experience, to like meet these people and just be invited to share, you know, a meal. It's really nice. But there's some rapids that are coming up, I hear. They said that it should be fine, but I will get wet. I don't mind getting wet. I just don't want to fall off, because then I don't know what to do.
Alright.
There's a cool kids boat. We got Danny and Rod drinking beers. Rod's a bad influence. How many beers deep?
You're 2 beers deep
You
right
can
now.
embellish.
You're 7 or 8 in deep right now, and it is 9:30 in the morning.
There's a long, celebrated history of rafting down the Grand Canyon. 279 miles from Lee's Ferry to Pierce Ferry. I was on a raft with Stella, who had learned to row growing up from her dad, and was now navigating the 250 challenging rapids, mostly alone, at the age of 22.
What do you like about rowing?
I like that it challenges me. I like that it's something I can keep getting better at. And I like there's a pretty instant reward if you run through a rapid correctly, you know. And if you didn't, you also know pretty quick.
And what's the biggest thing your dad taught you about rowing that's kind of stuck with you?
Confidence. Anything you drop into, trust that you know what to do. Bye guys!
You had 3 beers?
Yeah, it's not good.
That's wild, dude.
Head hurts. I'm so drunk right now. It was all Rod's fault. He's a bad influence. It was a long ride.
Oh my
We were
god.
talking about sheep.
Oh man. It's sad to see him go.
Like, I don't feel good physically, but I feel really good mentally.
That's great.
But we're going over there. I feel like my Hayduke wouldn't have been complete without the rafting experience.
No, the Hayduke's all about like being outside in all different forms. You have hikers, you got rafters, you got people in OHVs, you got people just out there doing what they enjoy doing and looking out for each other. So that's the spirit of it.
We were on a high from the boat magic, perhaps trying to ignore the reality that lay ahead.
This side canyon was our exit out of the Grand Canyon, but it was still 60 miles to civilization.
The going was slow, the canyon walls were on fire, and we knew all this water would eventually dry up and it would be a race to where we buried our last food cache.
It's not.
Jeez. I wish we could hike at that speed.
Do you remember how much water is in our cache?
Almost 7.
Okay,
Well, a little over 7, 2 gallons.
We stopped at Willow Spring. It was indeed not drinkable. I'm tired. My Achilles is back. I'm excited to get to the cache and drink some bottled water. And eat whatever it is, whatever the heck we left in there. I can't remember now. It was like years ago.
And after 2 months, we are here at the last cache. Really thirsty, pretty hungry. Definitely need this. Excited to dig it up. Definitely need water. Good water too, not salty water that seems to dry me out even more. It's been a long, tough stretch to here. And I am a little out of it, so. Very nice. Looks like some type of small leak in this one. dirty. Just checking on my ginger tea in the hotel room. We are in the middle of a 00 with 35 miles left. I don't really know of another trail that I ever have or will ever 00 with 35 miles left, but here we are. I guess it's just been a good reset before we finish. And the last couple days won't be like super easy, so yeah, instead of, I guess, rushing, it's been nice to take a little time and kind of reflect, I guess, and think about everything. Three days left. You excited to get out there?
Back to 90-degree weather we go.
I am sweating buckets.
We're climbing up out of Squirrel Canyon. It's like 6 o'clock in the afternoon and we're trying to get to a pothole. Kind of gambling and banking on these mystery potholes.
So this is the potholes on my map. Yeah, I have waypoints for 2 potholes. This one says potholes, and the one in about a half mile says large potholes. And we know that there's water back at the spring, but it was off trail, kind of hard to get to. We really were banking on these random waypoints on my map. But the first one's no good. So now we have to decide, do we chance it and go to the second one? It's been pretty dry here. There really hasn't been a lot of rain in the past couple weeks, so I'm gonna say the next one's gonna be dry. After that, there's no water for like 15 miles. You want to chance it?
So here we are again on the Hayduke, gambling with water. On the very last stretch, we're hoping there's water at these large potholes. We don't know. We just don't know.
I kept coming to all those little drop-offs, and each one you look over, nothing. Even some of the pools look like water, but then you look at them and they're just sand. But then you come to this wonderful little pour-off.
What the?
Right. We're good for the night and tomorrow.
Can we just camp here?
Yeah. What a beautiful sight. Not a mirage. Oh, that was risky, but paid off. All loaded up with water this morning. Full day of carrying.
Oh,
Oh, I heard that pop.
I've been in there for a while too.
Yeah. Jupiter and Sprocket had warned us about the upcoming sugar sand, and they weren't lying. As the afternoon began to take hold, the endlessly unavoidable sand started to wear us down. But just as you think you're doing something crazy, you randomly meet someone else who's doing something even crazier. And can you just tell us a little about your adventure out here, what you're doing, where you're at in your adventure?
So I'm doing a route that I'm calling the Divide to Crest route, and it goes from the southern terminus of the Continental Divide Trail to the northern terminus of the Pacific Crest Trail, connecting a bunch of different like pre-existing routes, a couple trails, and then just making some of my own routes to connect everything together.
How long is it and how many miles are you in?
So I'm expecting it'll be about 3,000 miles in total, maybe a little over, and I want to say like 1,200 miles in maybe. What
do you like about being out here?
I like the freedom for through hiking in general. I like the singularity of purpose, and I like the time to connect with nature. It's not that often that we get to like fully immerse ourselves in the outdoors. it's just like a way of sort of, it slows down my life, it slows down the way that I think about things, and it simplifies things. There's something like really beautiful about that. It like feels like how it's supposed to be. I know that 70-year-old me is gonna be really, really cool with it and gonna be really, really proud of how I'm spending my time now.
So this is our last morning.
Could it really be?
Is it possibly true? I guess we're gonna go finish. I'm gonna be sad to not just wake up in the tent and have like water outside, like the sound of water.
I'm gonna be happy. No, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna miss the frogs. All right, here is the last bit of Hayduke.
Yeah.
Trying to soak it all in, literally.
So there is one final obstacle, so close to being done, is pretty much an impossible like waterfall drop off. So we're gonna look for a way around it.
So now we gotta go under or through a cave, tunnel, dark thing. Just, I'm really proud of myself for continuing to push through even when everything in my logical brain was telling me to stop. So it's been honestly kind of bittersweet because I kind of don't want it to end in a weird, ironic, kind of more maybe subconscious way. Yeah, my body just wants it to be over. But I know that my heart is gonna miss it. Oh God. So much freaking sand. More sand than you can fathom.
Sand to the very end.
Sand to the core. What is life after the Hayduke?
I see it.
The official end to the Hayduke is closed, so we had to create our own ending.
Oh yeah.
What better way to conclude this crazy 2-month adventure? A random trash can.
Done.
We are hiker trash after all. We just walked all of this. May not look like much, but what do we do now that the Hayduke is no longer? Do we walk some more? Yeah, we walk some more.